Can't get enough tugging? Go to extratug.com for exclusive content that YouTube won't let me post, and also a bunch of other cool things. Okay, thank you. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. A term that is solely used by degenerate gamblers, men cheating on their wives, and a group of bachelorette ladies who are seeing a string of penises in rapid succession. Las Vegas is, at its most basic level, America's playground. It's like Disney World, but instead of rides and family-friendly entertainment, Walt was more focused on public drunkenness and boobs, and slot machines with buffaloes on them. But when you take a step back and really think about Vegas, it does get kind of confusing, as an American at least. It's like, how come when I bang a prostitute and gamble in the middle of the desert, no one blinks an eye, but when I do the same thing in Western Massachusetts, my neighbors call the cops on me? Well, today we're gonna take a look at Vegas in all its sinful and hedonistic glory. Because historically, this place has been nothing but a mudslide of piss-poor morals and a lack of human decency. It was always kind of like that, but it wasn't always exactly like that. To really fully understand why Vegas sucks, we have to know where it came from. Las Vegas was established in 1905 when a railroad was built in the area connecting Los Angeles and Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City? Mormons? That's right, I guess. Mormons were involved with the beginning of Las Vegas. The railroad was built in an attempt by the Mormon Church to establish roots in the late 19th century. The Church of Latter-day Saints was crucial in developing the area, but when there's a bunch of construction workers in the desert, they're gonna get antsy. Think of every construction worker you've ever known. Can they just sit in the desert for a while? Probably not. They gotta sin a little bit. Casinos and showgirl venues began to pop up to entertain the workers building construction projects, providing much needed relief during the Great Depression. Oh, that's right. This was during the Great Depression, so they were probably gambling like pieces of corn, I would assume. Now, because this was originally a Mormon situation, all the gambling and adultery was, pretty frowned upon. And the Mormons actually tried to outlaw gambling in 1931, which is crazy because if that happened, then Vegas, as we know it today, would not exist. But the attempt was overturned, everyone continued to gamble, and that was extremely convenient for who else but the Italian mafia, the mob. They show up now. In the glory days of the Vegas mafia, they controlled nearly every important resort on the strip. This allowed them to absolutely hoard cash from unpaid taxes, which expanded the organization and was pretty bad all around for the average citizen. But I mean, Jesus Christ, the mob saw an opportunity and ran with it, and apparently literally no one tried to stop them, so I don't blame them. And the mob was pretty crucial in getting the lifestyle and vibes down for what Vegas would become. But shockingly, despite everything I just said, the Mormons were still involved in the city at this point. The Mormon-connected Continental Bank of Salt Lake City opened up the Bank of Las Vegas in 1954, where banker E. Perry Thomas became the first in Vegas to provide loans for casino operators. Because why would he have any inkling of knowledge of the crimes these people were committing? He was just giving out loans for casinos. He didn't know all the crimes that were going down. Alright guys, so here's the deal, okay? My whole life, and when I say my whole life, I literally mean since I was like 10, I've been looking for one simple product. In my whole life, I was not able to find such a product, and it angered me so much that I gave up on my dream. And that dream was a pair of headphones or earbuds that I could wear when I went to sleep, because my father would snore so loud that it would dust the knickknacks in my home. And you'd think that would be an easy ask, but no, no one could figure it out, truly. Whether you're wearing big bulky headphones or any type of ear pods, like they're always bulky, they hurt when you put them in there, or they fall out, and it just doesn't work. And that was the case until I heard of the good people over at Oslo Sleep. Guys, they figured it out. They friggin' did it. They absolutely did it. Okay, get this. So they not only made sleep pods that you can put in your ears and sleep on your side, like put it into the pillow without them falling out or any sign of discomfort, but they just kept cooking after that. Like there is so much more to this product, it's unbelievable. Oslo's Tiny Sleep Buds, registered trademark, are designed to comfortably block out sleep disrupting sounds all night with any sound you decide to stream. They are ultra comfy, come with all night battery life and biometric sensing. And they pack it with a bunch of sizes to ensure that no matter what weird size ears you have, it's gonna fit perfectly in them little ears. I'm so happy, dude. I'm so happy I figured it out. They sent me a hoodie too. I'm not gonna put it on, but it's really good fabric, so it just means it's a good company. So thank you to Oslo for sponsoring this video and making something both me and my mother desperately needed. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the bio for the best sleep of your life. Oslo, we did it, guys. Everyone can go home. Then the story gets even weirder, because like right now we have Mormons and the Italian mob, like who else can join the party? Well, then eccentric billionaire Howard Hughes arrived in town in the 60s, and he famously did a bunch of weird shit that changed the future of Vegas forever. And I'm not talking like he showed up and was like, I want some of that and I want some of that. He wasn't like Walt Disney buying a bunch of land. He did it in an extremely mentally ill way. Hughes showed up in Vegas, got into his hotel room, and then he thought to himself, damn, this shit's cozy. I'm gonna stay here for the rest of my life, this exact room. Hughes refused to leave his room at the Desert Inn for an entire month, living off of what I can only assume was room service and the drippings of AC unit. Then the owner of the Desert Inn, the place he was staying, thought to himself, well, can we get this crazy billionaire out of here? He's kind of fucking up the vibe. But when the owner threatened to kick him out, Hughes responded by pulling a Bruce Wayne and just straight up bought the whole fucking hotel for $13.2 million. Which is an insane move. Like really, like picture it in your head. Imagine you're a car salesman at like some shitty car place and you let a guy test drive a BMW and then he doesn't come back for a month. And then when he eventually comes back and you're like, where the fuck did you go? It turns out he liked the car so much that he's gonna buy the car, every other car you're selling, and also the building you're selling the cars with. And then it's like, fuck, like on one hand, you did your job better than anyone else has ever done in the entire career history. And on the other hand, you don't have a job anymore. So like, it's very weird. So now Hughes is owning and operating a hotel that used to be mob owned, and from there started buying up as many casinos as he could from the mob, apparently quoted as asking how many more toys he could buy. According to an aide, Hughes never intended to buy a hotel, he just wanted a place to sleep. So this was ultimately just a bender of several impulse purchases that led to a complete management shift in Vegas. Hughes also famously suffered from a very severe form of OCD, which you probably could tell that from the story I've been telling, and he became known for his petrifying fear of germs while also never taking baths and cutting his hair and nails only once a year. He then hired a team called the Mormon Mafia. I'm sorry, there are no brakes on this story train, we're gonna keep chugging along. This was a group of men who were willing to be tough guys, but because of their purity from alcohol and gambling, Hughes knew he could trust them to avoid the raunchy temptations of the casinos and strip clubs in the town. By the middle of the 1960s, powerful Mormon interests wanted to get rid of the city's shady reputation, which is crazy that the Mormons are still involved at this point in history. So the pajama fans had the financier E. Perry Thomas to use Hughes' fortune to buy up various mob-connected casinos. So because of the Mormons, the mob was defeated, and now the Mormons owned everything. I don't know if they still do. That is fucking crazy. Movies love to show Vegas as a den of sleaze and degeneracy, a location where pretty much any character is going to experience a Scorsese fall from grace. But now we all know that Vegas, since day one, has been a shit show front to back. No plan, nothing went right, and an unsettling amount of Mormons. And also, this is gonna make me sound stupid, but I don't get how the government let the mob do all of this. I don't understand that concept. Like, everyone and their mother knew that the mob was running Vegas. How about we, I don't know, stop that? How about we put an end to that, like, immediately? It's just so crazy to me. I don't understand how organized crime works, obviously. Like, every movie that, like, there's a guy who's like, this is the big boss, and he's got all these people under him, and there's, like, red yarn, and they're putting pictures on a bulletin board. Go get them! Do you know who they are? It doesn't matter if there's no concrete evidence. Everyone knows they're the guy, so just go fucking kill them. Nah, fuck it. We'll just let them run an entire gambling town for decades. That seems like the better course of action. I don't know, whatever. I'm not a cop, thank God. So now that we've covered its origins, let's talk about why Vegas sucks currently. Let's talk about why it sucks so much now. And oh boy, there are a lot of reasons for that. So Las Vegas has a habit of attracting the worst people in this country. This is really just a destination for graduated frat boys who don't want to give up on the party despite their children's desperate pleas. Although there is a very specific phenotype that can be found at this place, you can really break down each individual kind of person that comes through. I mean, up first, and obviously, we have the omnipresent degenerate gambler. They show up there for one thing and one thing only, and that's pretending to be good at something that no one else has ever been good at, which is gambling. I always say that the worst part about a casino is not the non-stop loud noises or, you know, the fact that you lose money when you're there. No, the worst part about casinos is the other people at the casinos. You sit down at a blackjack table just looking to have fun. It's a $15 minimum bet. We're not high rollers. Then you realize there's a 55-year-old man at the end of the table who is obviously stressing. He should not be playing with the money he's playing with. And then he starts yelling at you because you didn't play the game the right way. And the dealer has to tell him to calm down. And like, no matter what I do, like statistically, if you're sitting next to someone playing blackjack, no matter what I do with my cards, it doesn't affect you at all. There's like fucking 6 decks. It doesn't matter. You obviously don't know how to count cards. You're in the hole deep right now. You should always be going to casinos because you have money, not because you need money. That's the big difference. The people who need money ruin the experience for people who are just looking to have fun. And this also includes the old ladies at the slot machine. Stop fucking putting your fingers on the screen. It makes you look like a rat. It makes you look like a one brain cell animal. And then you have another group of people, weird people who show up at Vegas, which is the families, people with children. Listen, I very much understand that there are things you can do in Vegas that are not adult themed. You can go see a show in the Orb thing. You can go see a residency comedian who is well past their prime. You can enjoy the buffets while trying to get your child to stop staring at an obvious sex worker. But it just seems like, as a parent, you're not doing your child justice by bringing them to Vegas. I can't think of one good reason to do that. You always see these families, like, as a unit super late at night, like they're walking on the strip at midnight. That is a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. They need to go to bed. In general, it just seems like the parents are degenerates who need an excuse to go do degenerate things, so they say it's a family vacation and tag their kids along while they smoke Marlboro Reds and pull the slot machine. Then we have another group of travelers, which I will call the club goers, and I'm sure I could have thought a better name for that, but that's what I'm gonna say. But these are the folks who don't really gamble, and they're not there for the live entertainment. They just want to go out. They just want to have a night on the town. They want to get drunk in a shiny outfit and rub up against a stranger who did not give them consent. And sure, like, yeah, these people suck. They always suck. It doesn't matter where you go. But in Vegas, that's like, it's Vegas and Miami. Those are the club goers on steroids. These are the people who, like, their whole life is doing this type of shit. Have you ever seen Don John, whatever that movie was? That's the type of guy who's doing the Vegas shit. And then next up, we have tourists. Well, actually, that's not a good title because almost everyone in Vegas is a tourist. Shout out the people who live in Vegas. You're an insane person. But I guess I'm talking more about the people who come from out of country to go to Vegas. And to be fair, if you want a turbocharged shot of what America is, Vegas is a great place to get a good taste of that. And then we have the dudes who strictly show up to pay for sex, to each their own. I'm not gonna give anyone shit for that. Shout out to these beautiful women charging like $600 for a night because I've seen the kind of guy who goes for that. I've seen their clientele and they have to put on a brave face. And last but not least, we have the people who go to Vegas strictly because it's a business convention. And that's a very strange type of person. You would think these people show up in their nice little business casual suits and, you know, they're gonna be the most timid people in town. That is not the case. These people come for like a sales convention or like a logistical meeting. Then they all mingle and network and then they end up having a couple drinks and then it just devolves so quickly into debauchery. You just fucked your coworker in a closet. You're finding out who in your office is a cokehead. Your boss just puked in the laps of the drinks girl. It's fucking insane. Also, speaking of which, off topic but on topic, Vegas has a lot of crazy stories about people dying. I guess we could throw that into the category of why this place sucks. I mean, obviously there's crimes in Vegas. I mean, currently you can get stabbed or robbed. It's like any other major city in America. And then there's the fact that it's a party city, so people are drinking and ODing every night. But there's also some creepy ones, like the Luxor Hotel that's known for paranormal activity due to the creepy amount of deaths and all the shit that's happened there, including but not limited to a homemade bomb explosion that went off and killed some people. Then there was a murder in full view of guests in the lobby, just killed someone. There was a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in the hotel, and then a guy fell 25 feet down an elevator shaft. And I guess there's also been reports of a mysterious blonde woman who haunts the bedroom on the 12th floor, but we don't believe in ghosts here on the Big Tug channel, okay? Because they're scary, and I don't want to think about them. As a result of Las Vegas' popularity, the modern hospitality industry exploded. People were building hotels left and right, which led to a chain reaction of keeping up with the Joneses, or whatever the fuck that saying is. And also, I don't think there's anywhere else in America that's known for its lavish-themed hotels. Like, I don't think anyone else is doing that. If you want to pretend like you just slayed a dragon and now you're going to bed, well, head over to fucking Excalibur's hotel. This extreme use of hospitality actually changed the industry forever in America. All over the country, city recognized the economic potential of thriving hotel markets for travelers, which is why you can probably find a decent hotel in any normal town in the United States. Also, we have to talk about the entertainment industry in Las Vegas because that's historically pretty fucking crazy. It's pretty legendary, with acts ranging from Elvis, who sold out 873 consecutive shows there, to Celine Dion, who makes $500,000 every show she does. Magicians are also a big part of Vegas, for some reason. I don't know why it's so specific to Vegas to go see a magician work, but it's a big part of that. Magicians walk around town like giants, with David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, and Siegfried and Roy becoming world famous for their Vegas performances, which I think is notable because, once again, it's like the only place where magicians are respected. Magicians are, you know, if you're a magician, I love you. I think magic is sick, especially close-up magic, but like at the end of the day, you're kind of a joke. People make fun of you all the time because you're kind of corny. Sorry, I don't believe that. And then we have sex workers, the prostitutes in Las Vegas. So in many ways, you're looking at a desert and having sex in a brothel. It feels like the Wild West kinda, so it's kind of fun in like a role play kind of way. And I didn't want to talk about sex workers too much because that's a touchy subject that obviously I'm not an expert in. But I just found this one story of a lady called Beatrice $3 Thompson, which is a great name for a prostitute. And she apparently was the absolute queen, claiming that she retired after 54 years of having served 500,000 customers, including 4 American presidents. And I don't know which presidents they were, but I mean, we know JFK existed, so probably that guy. So there's a lot of cool reasons to go to Vegas. I mean, like, they're all fun things to do, but you can tell why they would attract the shittiest people. See a show where you pretend like you're in the 1950s, have sex with a seasoned veteran, eat a buffet. Buffets attract the worst kinds of people. I think we can all agree on that. And I'm in that category. Like, if I see a buffet, I'm going in, even if I'm not hungry. But I think what I'm trying to say here is, it's what I said at the beginning of the video. Casinos don't suck, the people in the casinos do. Vegas doesn't suck, the people at Vegas suck. Although Vegas continually cleaned up and then resoiled its own image several times, the spirit of the town remains the same. The potential for earning untold gambling prizes exists, and even the losers walk away with a story to tell. Everyone from billionaires to the mob to gods of entertainment like Sinatra or Carrot Top built this city into what it is today, a thriving destination for scumbags with or without their children. All in all, Las Vegas will always be a sinful wasteland held together by vice and horse glue. A concentrated dose of dogshit American freedom. New videos every Saturday and Wednesday. Like, comment, and subscribe. And shout out to the Extra Tuglets for making this video possible. Head to extratug.com to see videos YouTube wouldn't let me post, along with extra perks that you need to see to believe. Also, I still don't get Frank Sinatra, though. I never did. I don't get that kind of crooner shit. I listen to Midwest emo. Midwest emo is pretty fun. I mean, it's not. It's actually really sad. But, you know, it's not, what is a man? Like, I don't get that shit at all. Though it's really dramatic. I've seen some good TikTok edits to that song, but still.